Warriors fans, welcome back to day 3 of Tallstar's week. The scene that my sister Rachel's going to be drawing today is of the very thing that inspires Tallstar's revenge, and the very thing that makes him want to get this revenge, which is the sudden death of his father, Sandgorse. I'll read this scene to you now. It's on pages 189 through 198 of Tallstar's Revenge. They passed Sparrow and Sandgorse. The Toms were talking with their heads close together, and Sandgorse's eyes flashed with excitement. Tallpaw pricked his ears. "You say Star's forbidden you from going down there?" Sparrow asked. "Yeah," Sandgorse whispered. Tallpaw halted and sat down, pretending to search for a flea in his tail. Why was Sparrow so interested in the ghost tunnel? "What a waste," murmured the rogue. Sandgorse nodded. "All that pie work for nothing." "You sound proud of the tunnel." "I know it better than my own pelts," Sandgorse declared. "Then surely you can go down there," Sparrow reasoned. "You know which parts are safe and which might be dangerous." "Course I do," Sandgorse snorted. "I bear every step of it with my own paws." And then Sandgorse and Sparrow leave to go explore the tunnels, even though Star specifically said that no one should go down there anymore. Then Tallpaw is out on the moor with Dawnstripe. "Dawnstripe?" Tallpaw interrupted. "Can we hunt?" "You go." Dawnstripe flicked her tail. "We'll catch up." Tallpaw shrugged and headed down slope. "No one's hunted in the burrows by the gorge for a while," Dawnstripe called after him. "There should be plenty of prey down there." "You okay?" Tallpaw called over his shoulder as he pushed through the heather. "I'll see you there." He followed a stale rabbit track that emerged from the heather at the top of the rise. The land sloped away, past a swath of gorse before flattening out to meet the edge of the gorge. Tallpaw could just barely make out the dimples where the rabbit burrows had been dug close to the surface. Tallpaw bounded towards them. The ground thrummed beneath his paws. Solid, then hollow, then solid again. "Tunnels," Tallpaw snorted. "Stupid tunnels." He pulled up as he neared the gorge, stepping lightly so he didn't frighten any rabbits that might be grazing near the burrows. Must be on top of the gorge tunnel by now. Was Sandgorse down there? Blowing the ears off poor Sparrow? He paused, feeling the ground tremble beneath his paws. Were they digging? He crouched and pressed his belly to the grass, feeling for tremors. The fur rose on his spine. He could feel rumbling deep in the earth. It stirred memories of the flood. Was the tunnel collapsing? Fear flaring, Tallpaw raced for the burrows. He might be able to hear what was happening through one of the openings. Surely Sandgorse wouldn't take Sparrow anywhere dangerous. He was too experienced to lead an untrained cat into an unstable tunnel. Tallpaw slowed to a halt, jerking around, glancing from burrow to burrow. Poking his head into one, he heard the earth roar. He stiffened as the ground shook beneath his paws. Terror uncoiled in his belly. Then claws scrabbled behind him. Tallpaw whirled around as a mud-drenched cat burst out of the rabbit hole. "Sparrow?" He recognized the rogue's eyes through his filthy pelt. Tallpaw glanced past him, expecting Sandgorse to race out behind him, but he only heard the growl of earth folding in on itself, crushing air and light and everything inside. Where's Sandgorse?" Tallpaw stared at Sparrow. "Isn't he with you?" Sparrow glanced back down the hole, flanks heaving. I lost him." You lost him?" Tallpaw blinked. "You left him behind?" "Too much water," Sparrow panted. "And mud." "You can't leave a cat on the ground?" There was a flash of movement on the horizon. Dawnstripe and Algernoon were headed towards them. "Sparrow?" Algernoon's pelt spiked. "You're soaked. Are you okay?" I have to find my father." Tallpaw barged past Sparrow and plunged down the hole. Darkness engulfed him. The sour smell of river water and soil flooded his nose. He raced forward, flattening his ears against the roaring earth. Hurtling against the tunnel, he crashed into one wall, and then another, running blindly, panic sending his thoughts whirling. "Sandgorse!" His yell echoed into the darkness. The soil around him was growing looser all the time. The tunnel narrowed, and Tallpaw tripped over a pile of earth. Scrabbling over it, he found himself squeezing through an ever-tightening gap. "Sandgorse!" Earth turned to mud around him. Now he was slithering through the tunnel like a snake. "Where are you?" The rumbling was growing louder. The earth was still moving. "I'm coming, Sandgorse!" Tallpaw hurled himself forward, scrabbling with his hind legs, pushing desperately on. The thunderous rumble swept towards him, and the floor of the tunnel heaved beneath his pulse. Mud and water filled his muzzle, and terror burst his heart as the world turned black. Pain jolted Tallpaw awake. He He was bumping over stones, being dragged from behind. Rocks jabbed his belly and scraped his legs and chin. Someone was hauling him out of the tunnel. He struggled trying to find his purse, but claws clasped his flanks and heaved him harder. Suddenly, fresh air rushed around him, and he was on soft grass. And then there's a few confusing moments where Tallpaw is in shock and he can't remember what happened, and then it comes back to him what he was doing. Tallpaw's thoughts cleared with a jolt. Sandgorse, where is he? Woollytail stopped pacing. His eyes were ominously dark. He turned as Plumclaw scrambled out of the second burrow. Did you get through? Woollytail asked.
Plumclaw shook her head. We hit rock. Hickory Nose is still trying, but there's no way to dig past it.
Tallpaw's heart began to pound. He's still down there. You have to get him out.
Plumclaw crossed the grass towards him. We've tried, Tallpaw, but the whole tunnel network collapsed. Floodwaters in every branch, and the roofs are still caving in. She thrust her nose close to him, blinking away wet soil. Another mouse length, and you would have drowned too.
Tallpaw stiffened. Sandgorse drowned?
Plumclaw leaned back. We haven't found his body, but there's no way he could still be alive down there.
No. Tallpaw tried to struggle to his purse, but he was shaking too much. Woollytail glanced at Mist Mouse. There's nothing more we can do.
We've tried everything to get him, she meowed, ears flat. He'll be down there for good.
Maybe Sparrow can help. Tallpaw stared at the rogue. Sparrow lifted his mud-streaked head. Where did you last see Sandgorse? Tallpaw demanded. Can you lead the tunnelers there? The tunnels are blocked, Woollytail reminded him. But if you know where to look, you might be able to dig through. Tallpaw persisted. I'll dig through myself. Dawnstripe pressed him back with a paw. Tallpaw, if Woollytail can't reach him, no one can. Sandgorse is with StarClan now. Tallpaw's hackles rose, and anger surged in his chest. He glared at Sparrow. Why did you leave him? You should have stayed with him. Don't you know that's what you do underground? You stay with your tunnel mate. Sparrow pushed himself to his paws. I'm no tunneler. I don't have partners. Not above ground, not below ground. His gaze hardened. I was lucky I made it out. There was no way that I could have helped Sandgorse. He's the one with all the skills. He shouldn't have taken me down there. He should have known it was too dangerous. Tallpaw stared, breath catching in his throat. Sparrow was blaming Sandgorse for what happened? He stared at the other tunnelers, willing one of them to come to Sandgorse's defense. How dared this rogue blame his father for the accident? Woollytail? Tallpaw croaked to the old tunneler. Woollytail stared at his paws. Sandgorse answered for his recklessness, he muttered. Are you saying this is his fault? Tallpaw gasped. Woollytail avoided his eye. Come on, he grunted. Let's get you to Hawkhart. Those wounds will need seeing to. I can see why Tallpaw is so upset. Sparrow is extremely shady and rude when telling what happened. Tallpaw is like, why didn't you help him? You just left him down there. Wow, rude. And Sparrow is like, I don't know what it's like to have friends. It was his fault for bringing me down there, even though I did specifically convince him to do that, so, yeah. This all makes Tallpaw very triggered. And so he draws up a murder plan to get back at Sparrow, and leaves the clan. Because, apparently, killing Sparrow is the only thing that'll make things right again. That's very eye for an eye thinking. And just a tip, seeking revenge is not healthy. I think Tallpaw just needs more hugs, don't you? That would have stopped all of this, if he just got more hugs. I'd love to hear in the comments section down below what you think of Tallpaw's father dying in this way. Why do you think it was so upsetting for him? Because he knew that he had disappointed his father by being trained as a moor runner rather than a tunneler? Well, let me know what you think down below. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's drawing and theory. Make sure to check out the video on the side of our last speed paint. And click that subscribe button and little bell icon so that you can always be notified when we upload, so that you can be part of #EarlyClan. Down below in the description will be links to our eBay and Etsy stores, where cool merch items are available for purchase. Alright guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you soon for the next speed paint. Bye-bye!